There's no resting on purchase for the Pickering crew, not while Dave's on pointing duties. Meanwhile, Derek's taking a trip down memory lane.
I'm going down south. On Friday, going to Luton, my old stomping ground, Sundon Park in Luton, where I was when I was a teenager. And I'm going to see an old mate called Pete Wilson, who's the older brother of one of my best mates down there, Mick Wilson. Lovely family. Pete had this car, the Dion Bouton. The Dion Bouton. Bouton, that's it. The Dion Bouton.
You're almost turned French there.
I'm almost French, yeah. I've seen it once, but oh, so long ago. So as far as I'm aware, he had the car when I was a lad down there. I would have think 58 years ago was probably the last time I saw this car. I can feel it now. It's going to be a really emotional time.
Just memories of a lovely old man and a lovely time in my life. I walk past it at least once a day. It's great, it's part of my life. But after today, it won't be there.
In the leafy suburbs of Luton, Derek's old mate Peter Wilson is preparing to part with a piece of motoring history.
You've just backed the car out of the garage. What is that?
It's a Toyota.
What year is it?
It's 2012.
2012?
Yeah.
That's interesting, isn't it?
It is.
Because there's something else lurking in the garage
There
which
is.
isn't 2012.
No, it's a bit older than that.
Quite a bit older, in fact. All the way back to 1912, when the unsinkable Titanic collided with an iceberg, and cars looked like this.
It's a Dion Bouton. It's French. This is one of the first production cars because they made them in France and they were shipped over here and they were assembled in Tunbridge Wells.
My goodness, it was almost a European car ahead of its time.
Ahead of its time, indeed.
So how old is this car now as we stand here today?
It's 111 years old.
So there is 100 years difference between your modern runabout.
It'd be a little runabout Toyota and the Dion. 100 years. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Many years ago, in the late 60s, I worked in a food wholesaler. And we used to have an old chap there who used to sweep up and bundle up the cardboard, just a part-time old boy. And he was a charming man, lovely man. Jack Harvey was his name. And he was almost 80 then. I got talking to him one day and he was telling me about this old car he'd got. And a few years later, Jack got too old to swing the handle. He said, well, I've got a dealer coming to have a look. I said, well, see what he offers you and I'll match it. I'll take it to my garage and you can come up every weekend if you want or whenever and you can play around and look after it for me. True to his word, he'd come up and play around with it. We'd start it up and sit there, chug, 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 pretending we're out driving. But I'd got a young family, big mortgage, all the rest of it, and I couldn't really spend the money on it.
So you put this in the garage when?
It's 40-odd years ago, nearly 50 years ago. And that's how long I've had it.
In fact, Peter's never driven it, making it a museum piece in more ways than one.
The lamps alone are a work of art.
But also got the original acetylene lamps. This is the original acetylene. They run on acetylene gas. That's the acetylene generator.
That's the generator?
Yeah. Yeah, what you would do was put the powder inside, and this is a little water reservoir on the top. And there would be a pipe going to the lamps, and you would adjust the water dripping into the powder, which made the gas, which came to the lamp, and you open the light and light it and run like hell.
Why did you have to run like hell?
Because quite often I think they used to go bang, because it's a gas. This is a bygone world. Nobody does this anymore. I knew Derek many years ago when he was about 12 to 15, when he went to school just down the road with my younger brother Michael. I knew all the lads. Of course, I was 8 years older than what they are.
So when was the last time you saw Derek?
Oh, God knows. Many, many years ago. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, time passes so quick.
Well, it does if you've had a car sat in the garage for 48 years and never driven it, Peter.
I've got to move on. Life changes as you get older. You can't do the things you used to. You have to make adjustments. And I'd just like it to go to somebody that would look after it. Fond memories from when I was a hell of a lot younger, and I've still got pictures of old Jack, and I've got plenty of pictures of the car. That'll do me.
Derek's landed in his old stomping ground of Luton for a collection he wouldn't have missed for the world.
How long is it since you've seen Peter then?
Must be 50 years, I think.
So will he recognise you?
No.
You've still got all your hair, haven't you?
I've got a little bit of it. Put that on just in case. I would think 55 years, I would have said. I first dealt with Peter when I was about 14, and I would have probably last seen him when I was probably 16, 17, something on that, 18, something on that line, so it's a long time ago. Shocking, isn't it, when you think of it? Don't time fly.
Peter Wilson is saying au revoir to his much-loved Dion Bouton and bonjour to his brother's old schoolmate, Derek Mathewson.
Yeah, we're locked
And he's
out.
locked you out. After all these years, he's locked you out.
Hey, hello, mate.
Hello, boy.
55
Long
years,
time.
I reckon.
Oh, yeah. What a top. Where'd it go?
I don't know, mate. It's
did it all
frightening,
go?
isn't it? 55 years.
Step
I've just
in.
been trying to work it out. Probably when I was about 16, 17, 18,
That's right.
something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Not long after you'd left school.
Yeah. Oh, there she is, lovely old girl. She's a beauty, isn't she? We'll have a cup of tea and look at her.
I won't bore you with a load of pictures, but who do you recognise out of that horrible
Oh,
one?
yeah, yeah. My mate, Mick Wilson, but I just don't remember Mick with long hair. It's weird, isn't it?
So that's your brother?
That's my younger brother,
This is
Michael.
Mick.
Yeah,
This is Mick Wilson,
yeah,
who I went to school with.
yeah.
He took me under his wing when I come up from London with Mick. I just can't get over them haircuts. I just don't remember them haircuts.
You didn't have a haircut like that?
No, I
then,
don't. And I don't remember them lads having them. I just don't place it. It's funny, isn't it? Wow, look at this.
That's Mick.
And he's beautiful. That's how I remember Mick.
So you've caught up on the last 55 years and you're having a cup of tea and a bun. When was the last time you saw this car?
Most certainly 55 years ago. I would have said it could have been more. Oh, yeah.
Put the light on.
Put a light on, mate, yeah. She's lovely, isn't she, eh?
I've never driven it.
Have you not?
No. Had it almost 48 years, but I've never been on the road.
You know, little things keep coming back to me. And I seem to remember us lads saying, what a funny old car for
Yeah.
someone like you to have.
Yeah, yeah.
It was right out of character, really. I mean, if you'd been in an MGA sitting
Yeah,
there, you'd have been,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
understood it like, but...
Well, he's never driven it, Derek. It's not out of character then, is it?
No, it ain't really. No, I can say much the same thing about some of mine. I must admit, I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, we're going to get her on then, mate.
Is there a plan, Derek?
Not really. Do you want me to play it by ear? Any brakes? Steady on.
With Derek on winch duty and Peter behind the wheel for the very first time, what could possibly go wrong?
That's it. No, she's lovely there. Yeah, perfect. That is.
How are we doing, Pete? This is the first time you've driven it in 85 years, wasn't
In the
it?
daylight.
How does she drive?
Oh, it's hard work.
How's the steering?
Hard work.
Right hand down, mate.
Right hand down.
Right, straighten her up, mate. That's it. There. Keep her like that.
Yeah.
Yep. A little bit of. No, you're okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, you're perfect. Yeah. Yeah. That's it, mate. Go on. That'll do. Yep.
Goodbye, Dion.
The Dion fan club is out in force, along with Peter's son, Carl.
For him, I think it was taking it from Jack and the ownership of it. All the years we've always talked about it, you know, come on, Dad, you've got to do something with it. He goes, no, I'm looking after it for Jack. He says, looking after it for Jack. That's what we always used to say, which I think is lovely.
Lovely to see you, Pete.
And you, mate. A lovely,
Cheers.
lovely afternoon. It was most enjoyable.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. This is what the job's all about for me, you see. You be
Take it
careful.
easy, boy.
Here, pal.
Oh, can't bear to look. Can't bear to look. See it going. Oh. Sadness, but life goes on. End of an era, start of a new one. Brilliant to catch up with Derek. Yeah, he's still the same. Exactly the same.
I must admit, it brought a lump to my throat because it took me right back to when I was 14, 15, 16. You know, I was back there. You know, all the memories and that all come flying back, don't they?
The car from Derek's past is Peter Wilson's 1912 Dion Bouton.
And I remember as a kid, I remember sort of walking past and thinking, there'll be an old banger in there, like, and that was it, that was all. I can't think of another car that I saw 55 years ago for the first time, and I'm now dealing with its sale. I've got some weird attachment to it. Still an old banger. I'm afraid it is still an old banger. No, I'm being derogatory. I don't mean that really. I'm joking. It's not an old banger. It's a fantastic piece of motoring history. And it's quite a modern looking side valve engine, 4-cylinder. This will not be London-Brighton, 15, 20 mile an hour and all that business. This will do 35, 45 mile an hour, this car. And that's a big, big selling point.
And along with the horsepower, there's horsehair.
Yeah, it's coming out everywhere. Yeah, somewhere at the front here. Yeah, look at the horsehair. Really coarse horsehair, yeah. Off their mane and tail, of course. And these are all stuffed with it, naturally, yeah. But what do? I mean, the upholstery's tatty, isn't it? Yeah. I like the household electrical switches, which are commonplace. I mean, that's nothing new. I mean, all the old cars have got switches like that, all the old Bentleys and that. The steering wheels always appeal to me, because these section steering wheels, look, they're just wonderful, aren't they? Look at the workmanship. It's lovely. I just think it's lovely. I really do.
So that's cruise control? That's
cruise control. So in the wet, basically, it's foot brake, and then when nothing much happens, handbrake as well. And if nothing much happens, hope for the best. That's all it boils down to. Customer base is limited. We know that because of age groups. It's got against it the fact that it's not a 1904. The big plus is that it's 4-cylinder, it's a Tourer, and it's the Dion Bouton. Shouts to me 35 grand. It could be 45 grand, it could be 25 grand. I think the guy who buys this will be a modern car in his collection. I think he'll have older stuff than this.
Right, good morning everybody. It's a bit nippy new in the unit this morning, so we're all done up, but we'll get warmer as we go along.
It's auction day with tea, treats,
early 80s taxi roof sign,
and the usual collection of oddball memorabilia.
The little Titan engine there, oh, another little model engine. Sold.
Selling dreams, little and large. Next up, the one from Derek's memory book.
So the Dion, here we are, 1912. A very specialist bit of kit, there we go. Where are we? 17, 18, 19,000, at 19,500, 19,750. At 19,750 is looking for more for that one at 19,750.
It might be old and French, but the bids have fallen well short of Derek's valuation. However, a few days later, the Dion sells in an internet-only auction, meeting its reserve of 25 grand. On a farm in Leicestershire, the Dion has found its forever home, with collector and restorer Edward Mills. But there's a bit of a snag.
Tom's removing the bottom drip tray.
Why is Tom removing the bottom drip tray, Edward?
It can accumulate petrol and it could cause a lot of trouble.
You mean fire?
Fire.
Have we had fire?
We had a little bit, only a little bit.
Is it possible to have a little bit of fire?
Tom managed to get rid of it in time before any damage was done.
I believe the under tray had filled up with fuel from a few previous attempts of starting it, and one backfire, and we nearly lost a lot.
Edward, what's Tom's official role in all this?
He's in charge of keeping us all sane.
And how's that going?
Not really very well. We're all crackers. You've got to be mad, haven't you? I learnt, probably 35 years ago, that my great-great-grandfather had a Dion car, which they used to transport the milk to the dairy. I'm surmising it would have been late 20s. And I just casually look on Mathewson's catalogue and I see it there on the online auction. I thought, that is a nice home. Well, when we get it running nicely, just take it out, go to local shows. It's no rot. It's been looked after all its life, I think.
Edward's always had a soft spot for old machines.
Well, it's like an addiction, isn't it?
Inherited from his dad.
I was on the farm right from a small boy. Every single spare minute I was on the farm. And we still got some of the machines that I sat with him hour on end, after school, weekends, whatever. I was devastated if I couldn't go to the farm.
So you didn't want to bother going to school?
That was an interference.
There are several projects on the boil.
I'm not very good at finishing things, but we get there.
Typical Edward. He likes buying things, eclectic taste in vintage machinery.
Chauffeur must have been very small in them days. Yeah, well, you steer with your knees. That's neutral. You've got 1, 2, 3. I reverse into something, I've got it wrong. That's the handbrake, that's on, that's off. I don't quite know how effective that would be.
I'll put this in the back.
But as it turns out, after its long slumber, the Dion is a bit cranky.
We've had it running and it run very nice, but it doesn't seem to want to run for any period of time. I think it wants carburettor cleaning out and the ignition system looking at. It's not the most straightforward thing. I've joined the Dion club.
Have you?
Yeah, and they seem quite helpful.
Tom, did everybody have to go through this then to get a 1912 car on the road?
Anything of this era is definitely not just to turn the key and drive it off, is it? Good spark.
How far was that, Edward?
About 2 yards.
Didn't turn the petrol back on, did we?